Russia and Ukraine have completed the first stage of their latest prisoner swap. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says the exchange is happening in several stages. Severely wounded soldiers and those under 25 are among the troops to be returned. This was one of the only points agreed by negotiators from the two sides at talks in Istanbul this month. Let's get more from our special correspondent, Mariel Müller in Kyiv. Welcome, Mariel. What more can you tell us about this prisoner swap?
Yeah, as you said, this prisoner swap is the result of direct talks between Ukraine and Russia that took place earlier this month in Istanbul. And both sides in these talks have agreed to exchange prisoners of war that are under the age of 25, that are sick or severely wounded. At least 1,200 prisoners of war will be exchanged on each side. And today it's not clear how many were swapped. Both sides have not commented on this, but they have said that it's the same amount of military personnel. And Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said that Ukraine has received the first group. And he also said that it's a very complex procedure. It has many sensitive details to it, and that negotiations are actually taking place almost every day. He also said that Ukraine is counting on the implementation of humanitarian agreements that were made and reached in Istanbul. And he also said that Ukraine will do everything possible to bring back every single person.
OK, negotiations happening every day, and I understand that this nearly fell apart over the weekend.
Yeah, that's true. This agreement is very fragile, and you could see that over the weekend because it was planned that the swap would take place. Over the weekend, it wasn't clear when exactly, and Russia claimed then that Ukraine was delaying the process, that it had handed over a list of 640 POW to Ukraine, and that it also the bodies of over 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers ready at the agreed exchange point at the border, but Ukrainian officials did not show up. That's according to Russian authorities. Of course, Ukraine denies these allegations and says it is Russia that did not stick to the agreed preconditions of the swap, especially when it comes to compiling also the lists of the POWs.
And despite the swap, the violence is increasing.
Yeah, that's true. Just last night, actually, there was one of the largest. There was a large-scale attack again of drones and missiles. Russia launched 500 of them, and the Ukrainian air defense was able to shoot down 479. It was one of many attacks in the past days. Also, Kharkiv, the city in the east of Ukraine, the second largest city, was attacked over the past weekend. Many residential buildings were hit, and 4 people were killed, 60 injured, among them, according to local authorities, also a baby and a 14-year-old girl. On last night's attack, another escalation, you would say, Poland had to send its fighter jets into the air to secure its airspace because there was also a location hit near the Polish border.
OK, thanks for that, Mariel. DW Special Correspondent Mariel Müller in Kyiv.